And we're back. We're with Sidelines with Shan. This is week 2. This is Team Estes Rockets. Congratulations on making it through your first week of fantasy football for the 2016 season. We are live today on the road from the Buckeye State, home of 2 amazing football teams, the Cleveland Browns and the Cincinnati Bengals. Woohoo! Okay, so today we're going to cover a couple highlights from last week. So we're going to look at the team with the highest number of points, and that award goes to the Dub Sops. They had a total of 192 points. Now I will tell you why he did so well. 6 of his 12 players had over 20 points apiece. That's over half of his team with 20 points apiece. Some had close to 30. Good job, Dub Sop. And the team that had the lowest number of points, well, that honor goes to Team Estes. Congratulations, you did not even break 100. You got a whole 98 points. I'm going to give you that award because your tight end and coach both came in with 0. So, had you done a little bit better, maybe you could have beat Velvet Zebra, but maybe there's always the next time. So we have an interesting fact this week about the teams that are playing. For some random reason, however it calculated itself, each of the teams that won last week are now going to be playing teams that lost last week. Now you might say, well, that's not that big of a deal. Well, it is if you are a losing team, because it is very, very possible that going into week 3, all of the teams could have a 1-1 record, which means right now anyone has a fair chance of winning at the end of the season. So I'm going to give you my projections for next week. I'm not really going to go into detail. I am just going to give you my projections, and here we go. All right, so we have it right here. There's your teams. Aggie Pro, the Tinies, the Dub Sops, Velvet Zebra, Langford Sun, and Lady Antebellechek. Again, no reasons given this week. Those are just my projections. Some of you are winners, and some of you are, well, no, maybe you might have all been winners last week. Anyway, you're all a winner in my book. So to those people that are playing these people, that sounds really silly, go out and do your best. Last week was our first segment, and we had some fans write in afterwards, which is awesome because that actually means somebody's watching this, which is really cool. We had the GDFR4, whatever that was, just a whole bunch of abbreviations. That team wrote in to let me know their name stands for "It's going down for real like Tom Brady's footballs." So that's a really long name. You're just going to be known as Tom Brady's footballs from now on. So thank you for writing in and telling us, because I really had no idea what that meant. We also had another person comment that last week when I picked projections, 4 of the 6 projected winners were females. Now, I see nothing wrong with that because women have just as much of a chance of winning as men do. In fact, statistically speaking, more women play fantasy football than men. So I think that was just a fair guess. Now, did all 4 women win? No. But again, it was just a projection. Everybody had an equal shot. It was the first time. But thank you for commenting and writing in. If you have other comments about the show or something that you would like to see addressed, just let your league manager know and he'll get that note to me. Missing 18. That was my new segment that I said we would talk about. However, he wasn't playing football this year, but we saw him. We saw number 18, Peyton Manning. He ran out, or maybe walked carefully, onto the field with the Lombardi Trophy. He was so proud last Thursday. And then not only did we get to see him in the pre-ceremonies of the game, we got to see him in the booth. He was an announcer. And one of the things that we miss about 18 is we miss hearing about his favorite city in Nebraska, Omaha. Well, guess what? On the show the other night, the announcers got him to say it one more time. So we got to hear Omaha one last time from the great 18. And now we're going to go live to our league manager to ask him about some scoring issues that we had this week. And I'm here live with the SS Rockets league manager. Mr. Manager, there was some issues with the scoring last week. Would you care to elaborate on that for us?
I can. As everybody knows, it was very evident that the defensive players would receive 1 point for every defensive move they've done. Well, turns out they were getting 2 points for every tackle, and we can't be having that. But that scoring situation is taken care of. Won't happen again.
And were there any teams affected by these changes?
At the time, I believe there were 6 games going on when we found out the issue. There was only one team or one game in which there was a lead change, but in the end, it really didn't affect the outcome of the game. So I believe everything should be fine. No more questions.
And there you have it. Thank you, Mr. Manager. And now back to you, Shan. Thanks, Shan. And now we're on to the waiver wires. Everybody knows that you have a budget, and we just want to talk about one team in particular, Velvet Zebra. She decided to go and spend 1/5 of her budget on 2 players. Now, was it worth it? I don't know. Only time will tell. But now we know who has the least amount of money. RG3 has found a new home, and guess what? Again, he's injured. Last week I was a little hard on the Colts, but as you can see today, I'm wearing a Colts shirt. And I'm going to admit, Andrew Luck did much better last week than I expected him to do. The Colts overall did not win, but they were making improvements. It was still a decent game to watch. Now this week, the Colts play the Broncos. I believe it is Sunday at 4:25. And the league manager wanted me to pass along that he is inviting everyone to his house to watch the game. He or his personal chef, more than likely, will provide some light refreshments. So let him know if you can come so we can prepare for how many people will be there. And with that, that's all I have for this week's segment of Sidelines with Shan. Take care of your team, and good luck in week 2.